we were about to get into this, but Patrick, you couldn't make it last time. You were a little under the weather, but you had an explanation, did you?
Yeah, I was about to get in. So it's a good one too.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. So that little break that we took, when we band went off for like 3 years, and your throat's kind of like a muscle, your voice is a muscle, and it was just really wimpy. Basically, after 3 years of atrophy.
Oh, okay. I never even thought of it that way.
No, it's a weird thing, and I kind of overextended thinking that I could, thinking that I was in, the same shape,
Right.
And it was kind of like your dad trying to lift that thing he could lift when he was a kid, and it's like, oh, my back.
Yeah, he threw out his back, and okay.
And I just hadn't really done anything, so I injured my throat at the beginning of the tour, and I had to go silent for a really long time. It was really miserable.
So let me ask you this, because and I've seen it with a lot of frontmen that have to go on quote unquote vocal rest. How crazy does that make you when you can't talk, or is it actually a welcome change that you're like, oh, sorry, can't talk to you?
Oh, it's awful. No, it really it's because I'm terrible at it because I want to just talk so bad. I actually. So the doctor I went to, one of the doctors I went to was like. He had me call him later.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks later to check in. He's like, and he answers and he's like, wow, are you always that loud? So I actually had to relearn how to talk just for singing and everything. It's all silly stuff, but
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit more in depth than I ever knew.
Well,
okay.
Whatever. So, but the point is, I'm absolutely lazy, and I just didn't want to show up that day.
I was hungover, such a rock star.
Go back there, man.
Okay, well, look, let's talk about what's happening tonight. You guys are playing Susquehanna Bank Center, Paramore, New Politics, Big Radio 104.5 show. We are very excited. I know a lot of people here in the audience are going to be out there. I've also seen there was a video of you two in a drum off. Tell me about this. Is this going to happen a lot?
So a drum off, I think, would qualify as like a drum off is more of a challenge. There's really not a challenge because Andy's clearly the better drummer.
I got to go with that. Yeah, Andy's pretty banging.
I would just say that it's a duet.
Yeah,
okay.
Drum together.
A drum together. That's right. A drum together.
Okay. So, but might that happen tonight? Maybe.
I don't know. You'll have to go and see.
If you're feeling motivated, maybe it'll happen. Now, I also have to ask you about this. Did you guys hear that you're on the list for Westboro Baptist Church? They want to do a Fall Out Boy parody. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be very funny. Too,
I'm sure it'll be outrageously
I don't
wonderful.
really want to talk about them. They've got enough press already.
Well, that's actually probably the best thing to go with it. Now, let me ask you also with a band like Fall Out Boy. God knows you guys have been on the road for years and years and years. This is what you do. This is who you are. How do you reinvent yourself on the stage?
Oh, very carefully. No, I don't know. It is weird because you do kind of grow into different roles and different things that you do for every tour. But at the end of the day, I think, if anything, we're just better at being ourselves. I think we're just more comfortable now than we used to be on stage. I think that's the most inventive thing we've done lately is just not try that part as hard. Just kind
and
of
at
show
this
up.
point, you know how to read off of each other and you know how to roll with it, and it's more second skin now.
My favorite thing is when we crossed over beyond that threshold of when you make a mistake, because every band you will always make mistakes. There's a trial period where you're lucky to be in whatever band you're in, and you're just hoping they don't kick you out. And everybody, whenever you make the mistake, you look around, and you're like, oh, is that it? Am I done? Yeah. And,
you guys gonna kick me out after this? Am I gonna get the phone call?
Now we're at the point where it's like, let's make mistakes because what's gonna happen? It's more fun to play that way.
What if I show up with no pants on
totally.
tonight? Are they
That's
gonna
the
kick
show.
me out?
Welcome to Fall Out Boy.
Okay. All right. Well,
I
look.
think there's a point where you make mistakes and it seems like you meant to do it.
Yeah. You kind of recover from it, and then you play off of it with each other.
And everyone
and
wants
like
to hire you into their band.
I know, and now everyone. Yeah, totally.
What do you know? Then you're a musical genius.
That's right. That is genius.